So the Nintendo Direct was this week, and they finally launched and announced the Switch 2. And they really jumped in with all the announcements. It's backwards compatibility listings. It has a pretty respectable launch title list, many of the upgrades from the first Switch. It did set off a big discussion in the video game space, though, with its pricing, with a launch cost of $449.99 or $499.99 with the new Mario Kart World, which I gotta say, looking at the preview, looks really dope because you could free roam the world, right? I think it was free roam driving. Yeah, like open world style, and I like that. But really, for here, I want to talk about pricing and the business of video games, what we've got, what should not be, and shouldn't be hot takes about this. So we're going to start with the bottom line up front. It's actually not that expensive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's not.
More so than even the console price, people were mad about the $79.99 price for the video game. Anybody who's known me for a long time, anybody who's watched this show for a while knows this. Video games should have been $80 20 years ago, right? And I'll give you the example. We were buying games, and I am a child of this time period. We were buying games for $59.99 back in the 90s. I posted a bunch of old ads in one of the Discords I'm in, right? Where I'm like, look at these video game ad thingies. The original Mario Kart 64 for the N64 was $59.99, right? So if you want to look at what $59.99 was back in 1997, which is about the era we're talking about, it would be the equivalent of $120 today. Right?
Yo, he just hit you with that math.
Let's do this one more time and talk about the console. The Nintendo Entertainment System, the original NES, launched in 1985 for $199.99. Oh, I guess I have to come back. That would be $593.06 today.
Yeah.
$199 in 1985 was a lot of money. Okay. It's really not that expensive. It's just not.
I will say I have like looked into this a little bit. So Xbox from my research and also from what I've learned, they don't actually make money off of the console itself. They make money off of the accessories and they make money off of the games. So I don't really know. Like, I used to be a huge console player back in the day. But as like a PC player, like, guys, I mean, if anyone's ever built a PC, you can't build a PC for $500 and actually play good games. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say like I don't feel sorry for anyone, but if you want to play the games, you got to pay the price. I don't know.
And somebody in the chat's bringing up $20, $30 games in the 80s. Yes, because games go on sale, the same as they do now. If you buy something use Steam as an example. There are games I don't buy at launch for Steam. I wait till they go on sale, and then I'm like, oh, this game's now $20. Buy, right?
Yeah.
When they go on sale, that's fine. We're talking about launch prices, right? And this also, the other thing Nintendo announced last week that again comes into this, they've got a great lending system. So if I buy Mario Kart World and Jay wants to play it, I can loan my digital copy to Jay for any amount of time that I feel like loaning it to him.
For $10 a week.
For nothing.
I'm kidding. I mean, like, you could charge me $10 a week.
I could, but I'm not going to, right? There is lending systems in place on the Nintendo. We talked about this on last week's show. It was on our YouTube channel, right? I understand that people are like immediate sticker shock, and I have seen a lot of negative commentary. Quite frankly, I think you people are full of it. And here's the other reason why. half the people I see complaining about the pricing for video games right now, complaining about the $80 price point, are these exact same fools who are like, pay people a living wage, stop laying people off, pay them more money, pay your people more, pay people in the industry better.
Yeah.
That costs money.
Yeah.
Okay? The degree you need to get into video game programming is not cheap. And these people should be paid well. You know, you got it. You can't say pay people a living wage and then get mad when video games finally catch up to the price they should have probably been a decade ago or more.
Yeah.
Also, the size of the teams. Chrono Trigger, one of the greatest games of all time on the Super Nintendo. Its dev team was like 20 people. Right? How many people you think are working on GTA 6?
Dude, oh my gosh. 200?
More? Probably.
900?
Okay.
How many penguins?
How many penguins? The dev teams for video games are massively larger than they were back in the cartridge days. Okay. It's not 4 guys sitting in a thing and pumping out games. That's not how it works anymore. Okay.
Oh my god, it's 1,000 people.
1,000 people working on GTA 6. Okay. That's the other commentary that I saw is people like, oh, GTA 6 is going to be $80. No, GTA 6 is going to be $99.99.
I'm sorry.
And I'm going to say this. It should be. If Rockstar doesn't charge $94.99 or more for GTA 6 based on what I've seen, they're stupid.
That was GTA 5. I'm sorry. Whoops. 4,000 people supposedly worked on GTA 6.
Rockstar better charge $94, $99. I'm sorry. At launch, that's what it needs to be. Okay. You've got to, and again, I understand this. And in the world of the thing, and now we're going to talk about the tariffs. Okay. To bring this back to the last segment, somebody tried to say, well, is this including the tariffs? No, I don't. It's not. I will tell you 100% that MSRP does not include the amount for the tariffs. Why? Jay, you work in a product-facing world, right?
Oh, God.
Nintendo did not decide on that MSRP within the last week. That MSRP was set months ago. Yes. Months and months and months ago. Before they knew Trump was going to be president, they set that MSRP. Okay? And is a manufacturer's suggested retail price. Okay? Tariffs are charged on wholesale cost. Okay? Target, Best Buy, these guys probably aren't making a whole lot on the Switch either, right? So if it's $449, they're probably paying about $399. They're probably making about 10% on the Switch, okay? Which means the 46 or 49% tariff that they just pulled from Cambodia or Vietnam, right? Because that's where the Switches are manufactured, right?
That's where a lot of stuff's actually manufactured.
Their cost to bring it into the country is $584. Okay? That's before they apply a markup. If these tariffs hold, the Switch is not going to be $449. It's going to be $600. Kotaku came up with pretty close to the same numbers I just did. Yeah. I got around $600 is what I think it's going to end up if these tariffs hold. So again, are the tariffs priced in now? No, they're not. Okay. The Switch is about to get real expensive. The rumor is, some reporting has indicated that Nintendo tried to move as many Switches into the US as possible prior to the tariffs. Right? But they're still not going to get... They were projecting 15 million units at launch. They don't have all those in the US yet. They just don't. Gaming's about to get expensive, ladies and germs.
And... Yep. So, going back to like the cost of things, I will say during development typically is when you start talking about cost. So you have a rough idea in the beginning, like before people actually start developing, like
We'd
what is your
like this
target
to
cost?
cost this.
Yeah. And then the reality of engineering sets in, it goes back and forth. There's a whole team like dedicated to kind of doing market research and researching your competitors. Um, but it's like as the thing is being made, like I don't know, yeah, it's
Mhm.
there might be some like variation at the very end depending on stuff like tariffs or whatever. I don't really know. But like no, it's something that it's not like an overnight thing. Like
Mm-mm.
prices are that's a whole marketing division like during research. Um yeah, I'm kind of curious because something that companies can do, which this gets like a little tricky because we were talking about this at work. Companies can move into America and they can build in America for America, but the issue is America doesn't have the resources that is needed to mass produce everything. So you're still going to import supplies in. So it's I don't know.
It's a
Yeah.
mess. Um, to Nintendo's credit, here was a thing that happened last time, and people were very upset about this, and it's the scalpers. The scalpers, the scalpers, the scalpers.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm going to give Nintendo some credit. They have a new system to try and prevent scalping. And I think it's freaking great. I think it's awesome. And I really think that it's going to help with the scalping problem. As of April 2nd, as of launch day, right? To register your want to buy your Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
You have to have had a Switch Online membership for 12 months. And
Oh no. What if I want to switch?
and you have to have logged 50 hours of gameplay.
So that means I can't get a switch.
Well, what it means is the scalpers can't create
Yeah.
1,500 email addresses and all get Switches through Nintendo Store.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think this is a great idea. I've been
100%.
waiting for some good anti-scalper moves, and this is one that Nintendo's got the data. Look, we know how long you've had your Nintendo account, right? We know how much gameplay you've registered, just like on your Steam account, right? How long have you played, right? And here's the thing. That setup was as of yesterday. So you can't be a scalper now and then just like get somebody to farm play you for the next 6 days and
Yeah.
meet the requirement because you had to have it already done. It's 50 hours prior to April 2nd to launch to the announcement day, right? And nobody knew they were going to do this. And I absolutely love this anti-scalping move. Absolutely love it.
I do. Yeah. I think it's a great strategy.
Look, if you've got a lot of hours and you've had our account for this long, we're going to do our best to make sure you get a Switch 2.
Nice.
And I love that. So, well, after all that, folks, let us know down in the comments. Are you going to get a Switch 2? Jay's, he's there. I have a small child who will want one at launch. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get one, but yeah. Are you going to get a Switch 2? Let us know down in the comments below.